Welcome in, everyone. This is the weekly reading, so we're going to tap in. I will check in intuitively, also talk a little bit about the astrology this week, and then we'll pull some cards to kind of get some insight and guidance around the week coming up. So we got some astrology things going on. First thing on the 30th, which is actually, that's Sunday, or sorry, no, Monday. Venus is moving into Taurus. So, this is about strengthening and grounding our relationships, and also our finances. So Taurus, really is a grounded sign. It's an earth sign. It likes to, feel grounded. It's like it likes its creature comforts. So it also likes to enjoy luxuries and enjoy nice things. So this is a time maybe to, go out and have a fancy, date night, but it's also about really like strategically being kind of like, hey, grounding into more of a what makes sense for me, right? Especially around finances, but also relationships. But it's a very like strong sign. So this is about strengthening our connections, strengthening our commitments, and also strengthening our budgets. Okay. So then on the 1st, we have the pink full moon in Libra. So this week we do have the full moon. So we'll tap into that a little bit. Libra is really a focus on relationships, and also, in tarot, Libra is represented by the Justice card. So this is about harmony. This is about karmic rebalancing. This is about creating harmony in our relationships and how we need to do that. So there's going to be a big focus in this full moon around relationships, friendships, love, all in any dynamics here. So you could be really, being introspective or really determining like different patterns in relationships, or just the certain things going on in relationships, and saying, okay, what is it that I want to change? What do I need to let go of? Whether it's even just how you're approaching your relationships. But that's what that full moon is. It's about what do we need to release and let go. And then on April 3rd, Mercury is going to be moving into Pisces. And this will, not moving, but Mercury in Pisces connects with Jupiter in Cancer. So this is about, Mercury is Gemini, or ruled by Gemini. And it's really about that knowledge, communication. But Pisces is that emotions. And it's about that unconscious stuff. And it's about really gaining some bigger insights, especially with Cancer, about maybe things regarding your home and family. But also in general, gaining more insights about emotions, about our own emotions, especially Pisces and Cancer. They're both water signs. And this is Jupiter is a nice energy. It's the sign of luck and expansion. So it's really expanding how we're communicating our emotions, how we're relating to emotions, and how we're shifting, right, our relationship, how we're shifting how we express and interrelate with our emotional body. And then lastly, same day, we have Venus in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So that's quite interesting, because on the same day we have that, that connection, but then we have this square. So the square creates some conflict, right? So this can, especially with Venus, relationships and finances. And then we have Pluto in Aquarius, which can create that power struggle and create some passion and intensity here. So be careful about, tempers flaring up, emotions flaring, overdoing it when it comes to spending. Or if we have had some patterns or dynamics in regards to overspending, being irresponsible with finances, also within our relationships, unhealthy toxic dynamics or patterns, Pluto in Aquarius is going to come in and say, hey, what do we need to change here? Because this doesn't work anymore. And Pluto and Aquarius they don't play. So it's like do or die at that point. Otherwise, especially if we're going to continue in those power struggles or dynamics, it's really going to escalate. So let's dive in here. I did post some new energetic metaphysical jewelry that I hand make on my Etsy shop. The link is below. This is actually one. This is my own version, but there's one on the shop. It is Larimar and Aquamarine with pearl. This is a great stone of just kind of intuition, balance, harmony, also emotions, helps with emotions, stabilize emotions, and communication with the color blue. This is not on the site, but this is labradorite. So check it out, because right now, you know, I've been getting for a while now from my guides that we should be really using stones to help us navigate the energies right now. Definitely take a look at, you know, the different meanings. And on my shop, I actually do in the descriptions talk about the stones, the metaphysical properties, what they're good for. And there is curated sets. So if you're looking for some sort of theme, you know, maybe it's around, maybe you're looking for protection or grounding or healing. There's curated sets, and they're really good because they play off each other. If you wear multiple bracelets, it kind of helps enhances and just kind of bring them all into a whole. The other thing I did want to another thing, especially with what's going on, my books, they are available on Amazon. It is a series, book 1 and 2. Definitely great right now with helping us tap into emotions, figure out our truth through our own experience. I truly believe that you can't just get truth from somebody else or from a book. But what my books do is actually help you open up and find your own truth through your own experience and through your own emotional kind of resonance. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to pull some of the Moonology cards first to get some base energies for this full moon and the week ahead. So we have you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Work through your fears. Scorpio. So we have Cancer and Scorpio, both water signs. Both new moons. So this is about bringing something in. What do we want to bring in? And that's where we have to work through. Are we projecting out and mirroring experiences based on fear? And there's this theme here about fear and safety. So I think there's going to be a theme here this week that's going to come up for you about if you at a deep core level don't feel safe, just energetically, don't feel safe in your body, don't feel safe in your environment, in your relationship, whatever it is, this is going to come to the surface and ask you to look at this. Because we need to work through that root. And sometimes we just don't feel safe anywhere because of our past, because of our belief systems and our nervous systems. Emotions are running high. Supermoon, yes, this is that square between Venus and Pluto here. So this is to be cognizant. And that's really the point of like listening to these readings, is to help us gain some bigger objective awareness about the energies, the potentialities here. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's 100% going to happen, but based on the energy and the aspects and just, again, what the cards are telling us, it's things to just observe, to be aware of, to help us navigate things easier, right? To be prepared. But also potentially to shift, right? To shift our outward action, shift our approach so that we can create more ease. We can create a better outcome, navigate things to avoid challenge and suffering. Sometimes, you know, there are lessons or things that our soul signed up to experience that we can't avoid, that, you know, are what we consider challenge or suffering or heartache. But also the cards help us still. Can we look at it a different way? So we're not pulled down too deep into a dark hole or into the depths of our emotions. All right. Yes. Hermit, first card out. There's a lot of introspection, a lot of enlightenment here that's wanting to come through for us. 8 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. So this is about, there's some sort of energetic block here or mindset or belief that has been blocking you from finding this 10 of Cups, from finding fulfillment in some area of your life, like finding harmony. And here's that Venus energy in Libra coming up. That's going to really shine a light, right? The Hermit, he's shining that divine light on his inner world, and he's quieting his mind. He's going within to really look at, what is it that's holding me back? What are the things, what are the patterns that are really like in contradiction of the very thing I want? And April is going to be a big month about this. Big changes. It's kind of like, put your seatbelt on. It's like every area of your life is going to be impacted. I'm not saying this is bad or good. I'm just saying this is going to show up for everyone differently. The Emperor, Judgment at the heart. Yeah, that's big. And the 7 of Swords. So again here, this kind of three-way. It's like the universe is finally, there is some major breakthroughs around why we're stuck. Breakthroughs around the lies that we're telling ourselves. Look at the Swords here. So there's something again about mindset, ideas, beliefs. And this is that Mercury energy too of like, what is the story I'm telling myself as well? Because the story is not true. The story you're telling yourself is keeping you in a mindset or in a situation that is kind of holding you hostage, is what I'm picking up here. And then you have the Emperor. So this is also major breakthroughs in regards to these hardcore energetic protections that we have up. These like hardcore, like black, we're not seeing anything outside of what we believe to be true or out of our belief systems. That Emperor can get a little, or I shouldn't say even a little, on its detriment. The Emperor is immovable. Okay, he has his way of thinking, he has his ideas, and it's black and white, and if nothing else, he'll let in. So there is these major breakthroughs, and if that's someone you're dealing with, that can also help you get some insight. So we have the 8 of Wands. So there definitely is something about communication here. Queen of Wands, and then the 8 of Pentacles. So you are doing the work. You are working through this week. There is going to be something that you're going to gain a lot more introspection about, a lot more enlightenment here with the Hermit and the Judgment card. That's like enlightenment, like awakening. Something just like awakens you, and you see something that maybe you didn't see before. And this is about gaining your power here. Getting your power back, because it's these belief systems that have held you hostage, like I said. And you're finally seeing this. There is like a rebirth energy to the Judgment as well. So let's get one for the 7 of Swords. Get more info here. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's this is definitely something you've been carrying, and it's caused a lot of, this has created more of a life of striving and not thriving energy. You definitely have not been thriving in this Seven of Swords energy. And it's time to kind of shift these ideas and beliefs. Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely walking away from something, leaving the root of why you have these ideas and mindsets and beliefs is because of something emotionally that you went through in the past that has created this. So these could be programs from your family. You could have gone through some traumatic situations in your life, or just, you know, a lot of times too, it's not even that people have been through, like, when you say traumatic events, people really think of like extreme things, and they're like, well, I haven't really been through anything traumatic. But trauma can be as little it can be as little as not getting your emotional needs met as a child. And I think a lot of people lie to themselves, like, no, I grew up in a good household. My parents were married. We had a house over our heads. That's what people tend to say a lot. Well, I had everything I needed. I had food on the table. I had a house over my head. And those types of people, you know, when they say that, like, I had everything I needed from a physical stance, like the basic needs, right? Like house, food, you know, I went to school, parents were married, but that doesn't define trauma or no trauma. And that's the program we've been sold. And that's the thing, especially with the older generations. I mean, that was kind of the image of success. Like, well, I'm married, I have a family, I have a decent house, you know, we're able to put food on the table. But what was going on inside? And a lot of times when you really look at those families, or you look back at your families, there wasn't a lot of deep emotional connection. There wasn't emotional like expression. There wasn't emotional vulnerability. If I was a child and expressed, you know, these are my desires as a unique individual, did your parents really sit and became curious with you and tried to really focus on what you need as a person, as an individual? Most likely not. I mean, we're awakening to this concept more and more currently, where we realize that the true core fundamental need of the person is looking at what that individual's needs are. And, you know, showing up specifically for that. I mean, that's what creates fulfilling, deep connected relationships. And it doesn't matter if it's a child and a parent, or a love relationship, or even, you know, siblings. It doesn't matter, friendships. It all has the base core need, foundational need to build deep connection and a strong supportive bond. Emperor, Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel this like need to, you're building your power within yourself, and you're doing that through radical authenticity. And we've talked about this a lot, but that is a huge key theme for 2026 is radical authenticity. And, you know, if we're stuck in this Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords, we're not being true with ourselves. We're not putting our true self out there. The Seven of Swords is about hiding things, not being upfront. And that can be as simple as you are showing up in the world based on who you think you need to be to maintain some level of success or connections, or again, just to meet the template of our cultures and societies. But maybe that's not really you, and it probably isn't, especially with this reading. And so you're coming out of this, cutting through the layers of the false narratives, the image you've created, to really break yourself down to figure out, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really need? What is my soul calling for? And that's what this Queen of Wands and Nine of Pentacles. And I think with the Emperor here, that's really talking about you taking control. You're taking the control back from everything, right? released our control to everything, to our families, to our businesses, to our, wives, spouses, husbands, our friends, to kind of go along to get along type energy here. Let's see, Eight of Wands, transformation, Queen of Cups. There's some huge transformation happening. This is the month of rebirth for most people. You have the butterflies also in the Eight of Wands. So there is this transformation going from the caterpillar to the butterfly here. And that's also the Death card. And then one more for the Judgment. Knight of Wands. And then the Page of Wands. So this is that passion. This is the passion exploding and coming through. So something really, emotions are on high, but I think it's more fueled by your passion finally. Your passion to speak your truth. Your passion to experience new things and to say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, or I can't live like this anymore. It could show up a little bit impulsively, like where you just want to take action all of a sudden, like literally that's what that square could be. And I think you just need to be very cognizant of this. And even though it's like, okay, your soul is telling you this is the path you want to take, or you want to make this change, you can do that, but just maybe don't burn the house down kind of energy here. Don't burn the house down right away. Be patient. The astrology is saying that too, like you may just want to burn the house down or go around and just end everything or something specific. But this is like, really think it through, but figure out a way to make the shift that's going to be the easiest for you and everyone involved. And not just, go around setting everything ablaze. And that's a metaphor, right, for, burning down your old life. Because there is some sort of rebirth that's pushing you in a new direction here, and it's definitely fueled by your emotional body, your emotions and your passions here. There could also be someone that's kind of fueling this as well. So I would just be careful too to make sure it's based on what you want. And someone's just not pushing you. I mean, that could also happen where someone pushes you to your breaking point a little bit, but. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to get Gaia Oracle to get general guidance affirmation for the week, to give you some insight on what's really going on here from a higher perspective. Okay, so you got the Gaia card, wisdom, knowledge, spiritual understanding. And that goes along with the Hermit card. And I'm going to read that for you. So the Gaia card is the most powerful card in the deck. Wow. It shows that you have a deep spiritual connection to the earth and a deep spiritual understanding of life. Gaia, the Earth Mother, thanks you for the love and consideration you show towards her and the love you have for all living things. She encourages you to gently and lovingly share your wisdom and knowledge of the earth with others. Perhaps you may join with like-minded souls to share your message of love, or you may choose to do practical things to help the earth restore her balance and well-being. Yet this is not a call to preach to others. You are a beacon of light. Remain that way. Share your knowledge and wisdom only with those that are ready to hear it, and do not fear the earth changes that are taking place, for all is evolving and unfolding as it should. All right. So sharing wisdom. There's also communication here. There's some sort of spiritual understanding that is coming together for you, and maybe that's what this passion is wanting to share, because it's breaking through the distortion of again, of how you view the world, how you view yourself. And it's a lot of people, when they finally see the truth, their soul's truth, they get really excited and passionate, and they want to go around and help other people. And that's okay. I guess just do it, maybe sit with it and allow yourself to share from a place of compassion and more, ease, and not just going around preaching. But you definitely, you are evolving. There's some major evolving happening this week. So just be aware, and you know what? It's exciting, right? It's very exciting. So enjoy your week. And I already started posting the April Zodiac monthlies. I'm going to be posting the rest today through the next couple of days before the 1st. So watch for those, and definitely take a look at your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And I'm also adding in your North Node. So take a look at all your sign readings to help you, again, gain some support, insight that's a little bit more honed in. Since these weeklies are more higher collective, you can get better, probably, information from that. All right, everyone, have a good week ahead, and I will see you in the next reading.